Okay, what up, everybody? This is gonna be a bit of a rant. The day before yesterday, I got a hard drive in, one that I had ordered for my Xbox One. That's not what the rant's about. This is gonna be a rant video, but that's not what the rant is about. Okay, I just had to get more storage for my system because I had like 32 games that I've had to uninstall because of not having enough storage to work with. Well, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna have enough. I have enough storage now to be able to install all my games. Um, but I was installing my copy of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and no, I'm not talking about the very first Modern Warfare from back in the day. I'm talking about the one that came right after Infinite Warfare. That's the one I'm talking about. Well, I know the game itself takes up 150 gigabytes, or at least that's the expected amount anyway. Which I'm like, that's ridiculous enough right there, especially for a Call of Duty game. All it is nothing but another rinse and repeat, run and gun generic shooter. So there's nothing special about it enough to the point to where it should be taking up that much storage. But nonetheless, that's not what I'm pissed about. That's not what I'm aggravated about. I noticed that with all the things it was having to download, it was having to download the single player campaign for a second thing. It was having to download the multiplayer for a second thing. It's like all the content was having to be downloaded separately. Which means there is pretty much no content whatsoever on the disc itself. Which means, hey, if you get caught that game and you don't have a good internet connection or whatever, you're probably not going to be able to enjoy any content from that game whatsoever. That's ridiculous. If that's what Call of Duty games are like nowadays, then I definitely will not be getting no more future installments. I may get some past installments, but in terms of future installments, fuck that shit. Like, for real. Luckily, I'm not a huge fan of Call of Duty anyway, so I'm not missing out that much anyway. I mainly just get the Call of Duty games for the single-player campaign, because that's really all I care to play when it comes to those games. So, yeah. But again, I've pretty much got every current gen. Actually, I do have every current gen Call of Duty game, except for the ones that came after Modern Warfare. And I don't have the Modern Warfare remake, and I don't have World War II. Those are the only ones I don't have now that are on current gen systems. So yeah. Now I probably, like I said, I probably still will purchase past installments like Call of Duty 3 or Black Ops 2, since I do have Black Ops 1. I'll probably at some point in time purchase Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, especially Modern Warfare 3. I love that game. But yeah, nonetheless, though, when it's all said and done, I'm not getting no more future installments of Call of Duty after seeing on how they did that. Now, another bit of a rant here. You know how I got Assassin's Creed Syndicate? Well, for some reason, it's doing me the same way that WW2K16 did and WW2K19 did, where it wants to install so much of it and it won't install the rest of it. So I'm unable to play it. This is my second time trying to install that game, so hopefully I have better luck this time around. And there's nothing wrong with the disc. The disc is in brand new condition. There's not a single scratch, fingerprint, nothing, it's in perfect condition. Case is in perfect condition. The artwork's in perfect condition. The only thing that stopped that from being a brand new copy was the factory seal. But in terms of the overall condition, yeah, again, brand new condition. So, yeah. So there's really no excuse for why it won't install. I have a lot of other games that install just fine, and some of my other games actually do have like fingerprints and stuff like that, because I bought them used at GameStop and stuff. So yeah. So I have a feeling. I hope it's wrong. I really hope it'll, install for me. But I really hope that it's not going to be like another 2K16 or 2K19 situation where it won't install for me because they ended the license or something. Which that should not be the case, because I literally went to the Xbox store and I seen that you can still purchase the digital edition of Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So they should be able to install that. Because one of the reasons why you can't install like WW2K16 or WW2K19 is because they ended the license to those games. They no longer support them on the Xbox store. And because of copyright issues and things like that, you're no longer able to install those games or play them, even if you have the disc. So yeah, which is weird because I can still install 2K15, 17, and 18 just fine. But whatever. But nonetheless, though, Assassin's Creed Syndicate is now doing me like that. So I really hope that it will install this time around. But if not, I'm going to be pissed off. Luckily, I didn't pay very much for that game. And luckily, when it came to the Call of Duty game, that was given to me. Like, for real, I didn't pay jack shit for that game. It was my brother's ex-girlfriend's copy. You know, whenever she got her an Xbox One, she didn't like the game. She don't like those kind of games at all. So she just let my brother have it. Well, my brother had already purchased it digitally so they could play the game together. You know, so he already had the digital edition. So whenever him and his girlfriend broke up and he brought all his stuff over here and everything until he got his own place or whatever, you know, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to borrow your copy of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And he said, you can go ahead and have it. I'm like, oh, okay, awesome. But yeah, like, so that's the reason why I'm not too pissed about how they cut content and stuff like that from it. But at the end of the day, that is still ridiculous. And to have a game like that taking up 150 gigabytes is also ridiculous. My goodness, Doom 2016 only takes up like 60 gigabytes on the Xbox One. Takes up over 80 on the PS4. But still, on the Xbox One, it's like, you know, 60 gigs. So, yeah. And all the content is on the freaking disc with that one. So, yeah. And that's a much more better shooter. I'm just gonna be honest. Doom is the king of shooters. I'm gonna keep it real on that. You know, when it comes to, and that's what I'm saying, when it comes to Xbox in general, you know, that's the best system to go with if you're a fan of shooters. Because you got Halo, got Gears of War, you know, you don't get any awesome exclusive shooters on the PlayStation, except for maybe Killzone, and I wouldn't even count that as an awesome shooter if I'm gonna be perfectly honest. You know, Killzone was very mediocre. Resistance was good for its time, but I don't think it would hold up very well today. So, or by today's standards or whatever. So, yeah. But nonetheless, Halo and Gears of War are definitely the two best shooters. And I don't care what anyone says, Forza is always going to be better than Gran Turismo. Like, for real. So, yeah, I'm going to be honest. The Xbox is definitely the best way to go in terms of, like, you know, shooters and racers. And hell, even a Killer Instinct kind of gives them, you know, the edge on fighters. So, yeah, because there's no exclusive fighters on the PlayStation or anything like that. So, yeah. Anyway, though, y'all take care. God bless and peace. I just needed to vent because I'm kind of ticked off with how gaming is nowadays. You know, wanting to cut all that content and everything and then having you patch it in. That's bullshit. So, yeah. Y'all take care. God bless. Peace.